Good morning, my viewers all over the world. This is your regular host, Valentine. Today, we'll be looking at the topics known as types of numbers. The first one we'll look at is integers. We say integers are whole numbers. Integers are whole numbers. They may be either positive, negative, or zero. You can see these are the examples of integers. I repeat, integers are whole numbers. They may be positive, negative, or zero. You can see these are the examples of integers. Then we look at even numbers. We say even numbers are numbers that are divisible by 2 without any remainder. In other words, we say even numbers are numbers that once you divide by 2, you will get a whole number. For example, 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. And 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. All these are examples of even numbers. Now, odd numbers. We say odd numbers are numbers that are not evenly divisible by 2. For example, 3 divided by 2 will be 1, remainder 1. 5 divided by 2 will be 2, remainder 1, and so forth. Please take note. I would like my viewers or my learners to spot the difference. The earlier you spot the difference, the better things are for you. So let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, these are number and place value. I won't want to waste much time on this. I will encourage my viewers and my learners to take time to look at this, understand it, read it, and meditate on it. This is well explanatory. Remember, I said all these video clips are sort of revision, a quick revision to deepen the knowledge of my learners or any viewers or all my viewers. Please take your time, read this and digest this so that we can move on and solve some class exercises. We'll move on. This is another example. As mentioned earlier, this is well explanatory. I will encourage my learners to look at it and understand this. Slide. Yeah, now let's crack on this. These are possible class exercises. We'll be looking at some exercises and I will give room for my learners or viewers to have a go to make attempts, then move on to the next slide to check their answers. So the first one says write this number in words. Write this number in words. For simplicity, if I were my learners, I can put a comma to help me break down this number. So this is 43,003,204. I repeat, 43,003,204. But we are told to write this in words. So let's crack on. Remember, spellings. It's good you get the spellings very well. So this is 43 million, 43 million, 43 million, 3,000,000, 3, 3,000,000, 3,000, 3,000, 43,000,000, 3,000, 200, 200, and 4. So this is the correct spellings. Please, I will encourage my learners to learn to look at this and practice their spellings very well. Because remember, we are going in for an exams, and spellings in this situation might be very, very important. Please, my learners or my viewers, I will encourage you to take time to master the spellings very well. As I've mentioned earlier in the previous slides, those are straightforward examples that can be read easily and put in practice. So the answer to question 1A is, this is the spelling for the 3,003,204. Remember, the question said we should write this in words. So this is the answer. So let's move on. This is another one that says, write the number 62,500,000 in figures. And I will always encourage my learners to, in situations like this, learn to break down your answers. So to write this down, 62 million, remember million has 60. So this is 62 million, 62 million, 62,000,000, 500,000, 500,000, 500,000. And put this comma that will help you. 500,000. So when you add them both, at the end of the day, you'll be getting 62,500,000. So we've succeeded in writing 62,500,000 in figures. So this is the right answer. So I will encourage my learners to attempt questions 2 and 3. As stated earlier, the guide to answer all these questions are in the previous slides, which I've shown. Remember, this exercise is all about a quick revision guide. Please, I will encourage my learners to please expand their scope. They should make researches and to deepen their knowledge. So let's move on. As you can see, This is the answers to question 1A and 1B we attempted. So I encouraged my learners to honestly test the questions in the previous slides, then move to the answer slide, check the answers honestly. This will help deepen their knowledge. So let's move on. Negatives numbers. Negative numbers from my research, or given the opportunity, or because I've been privileged to mark assessments and invigilate exams in the past. Negative number is one of the topics that most learners, not all, most learners find a little bit challenging. So first thing first, I encourage my learners, those that are struggling, remember this is known as the number line. I will encourage my learners to practice using number line. Number line, let me spell it properly. Number line. We call this number line. This is a vital stepping stone in mastering negative numbers. So this is the number line. Remember, once it's positive, you go this way. So let me put some of these. So once it's positive, you move this way. And once it's negative, you move to the other direction. You move this way. I know why I'm using symbols is I'm making this a lot easier. Because what I notice is some learners find it difficult to read. Some find it difficult to read and comprehend. At least with these symbols and my voiceover, those notes, this will go a long way in helping too. So this is a number line. So let's take for instance, says -4 plus 7. -4 plus 7. This is where you have your -4. Because plus 7, you are moving. Because this is positive, you are moving to the right. You will be moving to the right 7 times. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see. So -4 plus 7 is 3. -4 plus 7 is 3. And I have a funny way too. This is -4 plus 7. This can be written as this. This will be 4 plus 4 plus 7 minus 4, which is same thing as 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. This is another smart way of solving negative number. This is encouraged if you find yourself in exams. Rather than doing all this, if you cannot remember this, a smart way to do this is you can just rewrite the question this way. This is -4 plus 7. You can rewrite it as +4 minus 7 will give us 3. As mentioned earlier, this is only encouraged in examination or assessment purposes. But I will encourage my learners to please take their time to master this number line, because this is just like a stepping stone in mastering anything that has to do with negative numbers. And in other words, if you are smart enough, you can always rewrite this way and you get your answer. So let's look at the next example. The next one says work out 5 minus 8. As usual, this is 5. Because this is a negative number, we'll be moving to the left hand side 8 times. So this is minus 5. No, this is 5. Remember, there's a positive sign here. So this is 5 minus 8. So we'll move to the left hand side 8 times. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 minus 8 is the same thing as minus 3. 5 minus 8, answer is minus 3. And these can be likened to real life situations. Let's imagine I am owing. Let's imagine I, the host Valentine, is owing a friend £8. And at the moment I have £5. So if I'm to pay my friend £8, I will give my friend the total £5 with me, and I'm still owing him £3. I still need to balance my friend £3. Remember, negative number is just like something going out of your pocket, while positive number is something coming into your pocket. I repeat, negative number is something going out from your pocket, while positive number is like you can liken it to something coming in to your pocket. So you can use such illustrations to help you understand negative number. So let's move on. Yeah, this is another symbol combination. These are rules. This has to do with this. These are rules you need to understand too. So this positive and positive makes positive. Positive, negative will give us negative. Negative, positive will give us negative. And negative, negative will give us positive. This has to do when it comes to multiplication or dividing. So let's look at this. So in this case, we have minus 2 times 3. First of all, you multiply straight. So 2 times 3 will give us 6. And this is negative. Negative times, remember, there's something like positive here. So negative times positive will give us negative. So this is it. This rule, this third one. Negative and positive will give us negative. So it's applicable here. Negative times positive will give us negative. So negative 2 times positive 3 will give us negative 6. So in this case, to minus 8 divided by minus 2. So minus 8 divided by minus 2 will give us positive. So this negative negative will give us positive. So please, I will encourage you to read this. This is a guide to understand the reason behind this. But with constant practice, you learn to appreciate this more. So let's look at this other one. We have 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4. So 5 minus 4. Because of these two negatives, positive comes in. So that will be 5 plus 4 will give us 9. So let's look at this again. We have 4 plus minus 6 minus 7. So in this case, so that would be, you can see this positive and negative will give us negative. So that becomes 4 minus 6. As we can see, minus here. So that will be 4 minus 6 plus 7. So this becomes 4 minus 6 is the same thing as minus 2. Minus 2 plus 7 will give us 5. As mentioned earlier, this is all about practice. Once you practice, you'll be good at negative numbers. So let's have a go at this. This is a quick one just to make us understand how it works. Remember, this is a blank box. You add it by 2 and got to minus 1. So to solve this, I'm encouraged I can call this an alphabet Y. So I'm trying to find the value for Y. So that will be Y plus 2 is equal to minus 1. Y plus 2 is equal to minus 1. So to solve this, remember this plus 2, once it crosses the equality sign, it changes. So that will be Y is equal to minus 1 minus 2. So our Y will be minus 1 minus 2 is the same thing as minus 3. Minus 1 minus 2 is the same thing as minus 3. In other words, let's imagine the host is owing a friend £1 and is owing another friend £2. So the total sum the host will be paying out is £3, meaning £3 will be going out from his pocket to pay the two friends his own. So this is first step, this minus 3. Or better still, you can rewrite this way. This is another way of solving this. This is Y plus 2 equal to minus 1. So to do this, we need to look at a way in order to discard this plus 2. So that will be Y plus 2. You do the reverse, you do the opposite. And whatever you do on the left-hand side, you do on the right-hand side. That will be minus 2 equal to minus 1 minus 2. So this is plus 2 minus 2. So this is plus 2 minus 2 is same thing with 0. So you can discard this, we don't need it. So at the end of the day, we have Y is equal to minus 1 minus 2 will give us minus 3. So whichever step you want to take, you will always arrive at the same answer. So in that case, this becomes this becomes minus 3. So minus 3 plus 2 will give us minus 1. So if you want to represent this on the number line, you can still do it. This 0, this minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Remember, you're going this way, that will be positive. Go this way, and negative. So this one, so the question says minus 3 plus 2. This is your minus 3 plus 2. You'll be moving to the right hand side 2 times. So that's 1, 2. So minus 3 plus 2 give us minus 1. So this is correct. Now we look at this. We look at this. So this is telling us 8 plus words will give us 0. 8 plus what will give us 0. So as usual, we can decide to call this y. So that will be 8 plus y equal to 0. We are trying to find the value of y. So our y will now be 0. Remember, this is positive 8. Once it crosses the equality sign, it changes. So that will be minus 8. So y is equal to 0 minus 8 will be minus 8. As usual, we can clean this. So answer is minus 8. Okay. I'll stop at this two and I'll encourage my learners to have a go at this third one. So just have a go and see what you get. Then you can compare your answers on the next slide. So let's look at this. So this is another question. So let's look at the first two. So this is, as usual, I can call this my y. So this becomes 2 times y equal to minus 16. So what this simply means is we should find the value of y. So once you multiply this, you are having 2y equal to minus 16. So y is equal to minus 16. So we need to find the value of y. So what do? We need to divide both sides by 2. If you divide both sides by 2, you divide both sides by 2. So you are left with y is equal to minus 16 divided by 2 will give us minus 8. So, as usual, let's clean it and make space for this. So, 2 minus 8 will give us minus 16. Is correct? So, minus what times a particular number will give us 2. So, you can as well do this. You put your y as usual. I love showing my working notes. The whole idea is exam purposes. Yes, I've seen comments like, I've heard comments like, but the marks associated to this is 1 mark. I don't need to waste my time. That's perfectly true. You don't need to waste your time as long as you see that there's 1 mark attached to the question. But I will encourage my learners or viewers, wherever they may be, if they're finding themselves in an examination situation, please and please learn to show your working out. It helps. So in this case, we have minus 1 times y is equal to 2. Minus 1 times y is equal to 2. So what do we do to get this? So at the end of the day, this becomes minus 1 times y equal to 2. So this can be minus y 2. So in maths generally, because this is the variable you are looking out for, in this case, this becomes y equal to negative 2. So in other words, once in other words, minus 1 minus 2 will give us 2. Minus 1 times minus 2 will give us 2. Remember, 1 times 2 is 2. Negative times negative is positive. As usual, you can refer to the previous slides which I've shown to help us appreciate negative numbers. So I will encourage my viewers and learners to have a go at these other 2 questions, then move on to the next line to check the answers. Now we need to look at prime numbers. Prime numbers. We say prime numbers. A prime number is a number that is only divisible by itself and 1. I repeat, prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by itself and 1. Meaning for every prime number, they must have 2 factors, itself and 1. Itself and 1. And remember, 1, the number 1 is not a prime number because it has only 1 factor. Number 1 is not a prime number because it has only 1 factor. All prime numbers have 2 factors, itself and 1. I repeat, prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by itself and 1. 1 is not a prime number. Prime numbers have 2 factors, itself and 1. So let's move on. So these are readable facts. So the question says write down all the prime numbers between 10 and 20. Write down all the prime numbers between 10 and 20. So if I were you, I will list all the numbers. So that will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now we need to pick all the prime numbers. As mentioned in the previous slides, prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by itself and 1. In other words, every prime numbers have 2 factors only, itself and 1. So let's see, 10 is 10 a prime number? No. In other words, the question says we should write down all the prime numbers between 10 and 20. So let's look at the number 11. Let's look at all the numbers that can divide 11. So 11 is 1 can divide it, and 11 can divide 11. So this is a prime number. Let's look at the number 12. 1 can divide 12. 12 can divide there. 3 can divide 12 without a remainder. 4 can divide 12 without a remainder. 6 can divide 12 without a remainder. So 12 does not meet the criteria. So let's look at the number 13. 13 divided by 13 will give us 1. 13 divided by 1 will give us 13. Is there any other number that can divide 13? No. So this is a prime number. 14. There are so many numbers that can divide 14. 14 can divide itself. 14 divided by 1 will give us 14. 14 divided by 2 will be 7. 14 divided by 7 will be 4, will be 2. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So this is not a prime number. Same thing with 15. 15 is not a prime number because there are so many numbers that can divide 15 without remainder. 3 can divide 15. 5 can divide 15. 15 can divide itself. And 1 can divide 15. So this is not a prime number. 16 is not a prime number because 2 can divide 16, 8 can divide 16, 4 can divide 16, 16 can divide itself, and 1 can divide this. So let's look at 17. Is 17 a prime number? Yes. 17 divided by 17 will be 1. 17 divided by 1 will be 17. So let's look at 18. Is 18 a prime number? No, because 18 divided by 2 will be 9. 18 divided by 9 will be 2. 18 divided by 18 will be 1. 18 divided by 1 is 18. So 18 is not a prime number. Let's look at 19. Is 19 a prime number? Yes. 19 divided by 19 is 1. 19 divided by 1 is 19. So the prime numbers are 11, 12. Sorry, that's a mistake. I made a mistake here. The prime numbers are 11, 13, 17, and 19. So we stop here and I'll encourage my learners to have a go at the next one. So once you've done that, honestly go back to your answer slides to compare your answers. And remember, for every mistake you do, it's acceptable during your personal studies, but please ensure you minimize such mistakes in exams or any assessment so as to give you that desired outcome. Thank you very much and see you in the next session. This is your regular host, Valen Sanga.